A very good morning to our dignitaries, faculty members, and all the participants joining us today. We are living in an era where ideas transform into intelligent operations, and today we are here to explore that journey. Myself, Jashwant, and I'm delighted to be your host for this international webinar on autonomous systems from idea to operation. This event is proudly organized by the Department of Information Technology at Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute in association with Center of Excellence in Cyber Physical Systems and the Office of International Relations. To formally begin today's proceedings and welcome our gathering, I would like to invite Dr. Dalyasa Ma'am, Head of COE CPS, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Joshua. Good morning to one and all. On behalf of the Department of Information Technology, Dr. MGI Educational and Research Institute, in association with the Center of Excellence in Cyber Physical Systems and the Office of International Affairs, it gives me an immense pleasure to warmly welcome you all for the international webinar on autonomous systems, from idea to operation. We are extremely grateful to Yeah, sorry about that. We are extremely grateful to our esteemed management for the constant encouragement and support in organizing academic initiatives that promote innovation, research, and international collaboration. We are truly honored to have with us today our distinguished speaker, Dr. Kaviya Elakkiya, Assistant Professor, the Institute of Computer Science and Digital Innovation, UCSI, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We sincerely thank you, ma'am, for graciously accepting our invitation and taking the time to share your expertise and global insights with us. I also extend a warm welcome to our respected President, Vice Chancellor, Deans, and everybody who will be joining online, and our Head of the Department, Dr. N. Kanya, and all the participants, students. Autonomous systems, as we know, are the heart of modern technological advancements, and it plays a vital role in cyber-physical system, intelligent automation, and all these smart applications. This webinar, it aims to bridge the gap between the conceptual ideas and the real-world operational deployment. I am confident that today's session will be insightful, inspiring, and enriching for all the participants. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to everyone and wish this international webinar a grand success. Thank you.
Welcome. We are privileged to have a resource person today who brings a wealth of knowledge from across the globe. Dr. Kaviya Elakkiya received a bachelor's and master's in computer science and engineering from Anna University, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. She received a doctorate in computer science and engineering from College of Engineering, Gindi, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. At present, she is an assistant professor in the Institute of Computer Science and Digital Innovation, USCI University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She had been with the School of Computer Science and Engineering, Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. She is a member of IEI. She has won the first prize and got cash award in IISF 2018 under Make in India category for the invention of Nadi Parisodhanai device from the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. She holds 2 Indian patents and 2 Indian copyrights. She has published 4 papers in reputed journals in Elsevier and Springer. She has published one book chapter in Elsevier. She has published research papers in national and international conferences. She has received Scientific and Engineering Research Board, international travel support, funding from the Government of India under Young Women Scientist category to present a research article in the international conference at Melbourne, Australia in 2024. She has received Best Research Paper Award for one of her research papers in the international conference at Melbourne, Australia in 2024. She also has obtained Best Researcher Award from VIT Chennai for publishing a research paper in renowned Q1 journal in the year 2024. She has received seed funding from VIT to develop recognition systems for Tamil palm manuscripts related to Siddha medicines. She is the founder of Mahilina Innovative Solutions and has developed software for Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi, and Kanchipuram corporations, Government of Tamil Nadu, India. She was one of the panelists for the talk of the Revisiting the Evolving Cybersecurity Cooperation Strategy 2021 to 2025 while ushering in the new phase in BRICAP roundtable themed Unpacking the Emerging Challenges in Cyber Governance across ASEAN to represent India held at UCSI University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2025. She has reviewed the book Machine Learning published by Oxford University Press. Her research interests include signal and image processing, machine learning, deep learning, cyber forensics, and cybersecurity. Now we move to the most awaited part of our event. I would like to hand over the virtual stage to our speaker, Dr. Kaviya Elakkiya. The virtual stage is yours, ma'am.
Virtual webinar. I also thank the concerned HOD and the management of MGR University for giving me this opportunity. Um, Let me start my webinar today. I hope the slide is visible to you. As the topic starts from idea to operations, let me post a question to you today. How will you get idea? You shall unmute your mic and tell your answers.
Ma'am, actually, it is live
Anyone?
broadcasted in YouTube. So maybe they, even if they unmute, you won't be able to hear.
Okay, fine.
They'll be posting in the comments. Maybe towards the
Okay.
end, we'll have. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you,
fine.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. This is the overall organization of my presentation. At first, the presentation starts from how to develop autonomous system. That is, what are the various stages that are being available in developing a autonomous system. Followed by, we will see where this key idea will come from, or how will we get such idea to develop such autonomous system. Then followed by, we will see the real time autonomous system which I have developed during my post graduation PhD, and I'm also continuing till date to develop such autonomous system, especially to give some contributions to our society. The first step in developing an autonomous system is identifying a real time problem. How will you identify a problem? For example, when you're going to your college, you will be noticing some problems. While I was working in Chennai, during my travel from Vandalur to Kelambakam Road, every day I used to see some cattle being hit by any of the vehicles, either maybe a four-wheeler or maybe hit by a heavy duty vehicles. Some of the cattle may lose their life, or some may get heavily injured. So every day I thought of finding a solution for this problem. What we shall do is, we shall place some sensors, or we shall place some thermal cameras in the car. We have to develop such a device where it shall capture the images of the cattle, and before being hitting it, let me say, if it is of some distance, okay, it will alert the driver that the particular cattle is crossing the road, or that there is a cattle which is trying to cross the road or may cross the road in the future. So we shall develop such devices, or we will call it as autonomous system, so that it will save many of the lives. So this is how the idea will emerge. Always we will take a reference from other countries, but what I will say is, we have to take the idea or the problem which we are facing during our day to day life, so that the solution will be provided in a better way, and finally we shall go for patent or copyright or whatever the recognition we want. This is how I will instruct my student to choose a problem, either for their research internship or for doing any projects during their UG or PG programs. Because this is how I have developed autonomous system during my college days and during my career. I also inform my students to do the same. Similarly, you will also face many problems during your day-to-day routines, either maybe in your homes or in your apartments or the way you go to your college, or you may find some problems inside your campus also. For example, nowadays we do have automatic attendance system. We do have various face recognition, fingerprints, everything. So we shall develop any kind of systems, either it may be hardware or software. We shall develop, but the idea will come from our either within our campus, or either within our locality or within our region. This is what I will say. So in order to surf research papers in Google or any other browser to find out the problem, we have to identify the problems that are being available and we are struggling to face in our day-to-day life. Later, we will find some idea to induce some technology into it so as to provide better solution, and it will be useful for our community. This is the first step in developing an autonomous system. Then we have to gather the requirements. As you learn in your software engineering or software management course, uh, after identifying the problem, we will gather the requirements. Either it may be of hardware or software. But as far as autonomous system is concerned, it should definitely involve some portion of hardware and software. Together, it forms a autonomous system, or we will call it as a smart device or smart systems. After that, after identifying these requirements, we have to start developing the hardware, because the input that we are going to give to our software will come from the hardware. Then only we will call it as autonomous system or smart systems. Otherwise, we will call it as just a software can be automated, but it is different from that of autonomous system. When we use the word either autonomous or smart, definitely there should be some hardware part that has to be embedded in it. Or you shall even go with IoT, which we call it as Internet of Things. You shall make use of Raspberry Pi, or if you want some cost effective embedded components, you shall go with Arduino or Bolt IoT, or the sensors that are being required to acquire those input. We have to develop such hardware component as first. By developing those innovative hardware devices, we will be a focus, or we will aim for patent. So before going into developing the hardware, what I will recommend you to do is, after finding the idea, you will gather the requirements. Then before start to develop the hardware, you have to Google or search the previous patents that are being available in within India and outside India. So we shall make use of IPR India repository, and we shall make use of the WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization's repository, to check whether any of the scientists or researchers have developed any hardware for your problem. If so, suppose if you have found any such patent for doing it, what you shall do is you shall make some innovative components to be incorporated into the hardware in order to make it unique from the previous inventions, or you shall still make it handheld. For example, you may have seen some devices which will solve or bring solutions to our problem, but it may not be handheld. So you shall make it the devices that are being prevailing today as a handheld devices. That's what we are moving towards innovation nowadays. Then comes the software development part. After developing the hardware part, that is your device, then we will move into the software development part, where we will make use of machine learning, deep learning, image processing, or cyber security, or whatever the area which has to be incorporated into the software in order to give a full shape to the autonomous system or the smart devices. After developing both hardware and software, the next part goes with verification and validation. Suppose if you develop any website, what you will do before launching it, we will do verification of all the HTML codes. So similarly, we have to do the verification and validation part of the autonomous system which we have developed. I hope you know the difference between verification and validation. When it comes to validation, we have to involve the experts who are being involved in this area. It can be from both the sides. Either it may be from the technological side, or the people who are bringing knowledge to develop such systems can be involved. But I always recommend to involve experts from both the sides, so that we shall develop a full-fledged autonomous system and it can be commercialized later on, so that it can be beneficial to a wider community in the hopefully in the near future. Final part comes the deployment. After we will call it as launching in general. So after doing verification and validation, the system has to be deployed somewhere so that it will be visible to the entire world. Or we shall even make use of the word commercialization if we have developed full-fledged autonomous system or smart devices. Then once we have deployed, of course it has to be maintained, because as you know, each and every day we are getting new technology that are being evolving day by day or even month by month. When you take example as your smartphone, every day the smartphone is getting upgraded with various features or some enhancement. Similarly, whatever the innovation that you do has to be updated or upgraded so that it can last long in longer years. So it has to be maintained. By maintenance doesn't mean that we have to take backup of our data or simply enhancing our design. However, we have to add the features that are being required by the society or the people who are using it, and adding on some of the upgrades that has to be done or which are being essential for the current scenario. So maintenance doesn't mean taking only the backup of your server or backup of your database or the data. However, it involves updation and all the upgrades of features in terms of both the design and development. This is what the industry is doing. So we have to meet the industry standards or requirements in order to go for commercialization. Final part comes with the ethical consideration. Even though we are fond of developing smart devices, we should be very careful that we are developing everything in terms of ethical manner. So whatever we do, we have to do it ethically. So if we develop medical system, it has some ethical considerations. If you develop any devices that involves human beings or any living things, it has some ethical consideration. We do have the ethical committee, so we have to abide by the ethical rules and regulations in order to gain access in the market for better commercialization. These are the overall steps that we have to follow in developing an autonomous system. So, how this key idea will emerge? As I told you earlier, the idea has to come from our day-to-day life or from the problem that we are facing every day or within our locality or within our region. This is how the key idea has to be taken to develop an autonomous system. How we get knowledge? Knowledge comes with experiments or by experience, we will say. So previously we have done some experiments in our ECE lab. We will do some experiments with our digital systems. Hope you might have remember about ring counter, or we will be using so many digital circuits and systems that are being available in our electronics laboratory. But are we using that experiments in our day-to-day life, or are we relating or correlating these experiments which we have done in our day-to-day life? Mostly no, because we will say it's of electronics part and we are doing only computer science part, we will do only with software. So what I will suggest is, or what my mentors or supervisors advised me is, even though we are in computer science background, we should be strong enough in hardware, because as far as a career or our research area is being concerned, we have to be strong enough, or we should have some attempt in developing the hardware, so that we shall do wonders in our research or in our interest interested field. And so I always recommend my students to correlate the experiments that they have done in their electronics laboratory or in their electrical systems laboratory with that of computer science, so that we will get a better innovations, or definitely some innovations will break through. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Either it comes with doing some experiments that we are doing in our day-to-day life, or with some experience, or what we shall do is, we shall relate some experiments that we have done in the physics laboratory or electronics or electricals laboratory with our computer science technology, so that some inventions will breakthrough. Let me give you some examples of how to develop such proof of concepts. It will start from clapping of hands. We will all do clapping. So in the near future, there may be some robots or some systems which will do clapping. How it can be done? It comes from the sounds. Sound is nothing but the signal. We will call it as a signal. Before we say signal, what's the source of such signal? It's nothing but a vibration. So we have to think of it in such a way that we have to place some sensors to pick up the vibration, so that it will do clapping automatically by means of developing a autonomous system. Then if you observe some animals, or some let me say reptiles, here for instance I'm taking lizard, movement of a lizard in a wall. We will watch the movement of lizard, or some of us might be scared of it, of lizards. So what we will do is, we will observe its movements, how it can be converted into a technology. Nowadays kids do have some choice of reptiles moving in the wall or moving in the floor. How it can be done? By means of some embedded components that are being incorporated into it. Either they will have the sensors. How it can be further developed into smart devices? We have to incorporate some motion recognition software into it, so that it will recognize its motion. But particularly in this movement of lizard, we will go with the object detection. You might be familiar with the YOLO model. We have to incorporate it to detect such lizard movements. The third example is throwing a ball in the air. You will see some movements. So we will call it as motion. Of course, it involves some physics theories. So we have to go in depth into it if you want to make some innovations with that. So that involves the motion recognition technology. So we have to incorporate such motion recognition technology into it in order to recognize the movement of a ball in the air. This is how we will develop some proof of concepts. From developing the proof of concepts, we will finally develop the entire full-fledged autonomous system, so that it will be deployed later. Hope you all might have played with Microsoft Xbox. So it will give you some virtual reality kind of experience, so as to give the user an experience of being playing with the real human being as an opponent. So those innovations had been originated from such key ideas, or from such proof of concepts. In addition to these, of choosing a problem or idea either within our community or within our region, interdisciplinary research has to be involved. You might have seen various medical devices that are being used or being emerging nowadays. So even your MRI scanner or all the medical devices that are being available today is it's an interdisciplinary work. It involves electronics, it involves computer science, and it involves medical knowledge also. In addition to these, it involves the basic physics theory which we have learned in our school days. So, instead of sticking into one such area, interdisciplinary research or interdisciplinary research area is always recommended to develop autonomous systems, especially to focus on some innovative products. So, you shall make use of some optimization or nature inspired algorithms, or we shall explore some research ideas on genomics or protein structures, which biologists are struggling to do to bring some innovation. So we shall support those biotechnologists or pharmaceutical people or doctors or some of the people who are struggling to help them to incorporate technology into their area so that some wonders may happen. Now we will see the examples which I have done in my research so as to develop an autonomous system. Let me give you two inventions that I have developed from Siddha medicine. Hope you all might have heard about the term Ayush. Ayush means Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga. Y means Yoga, U Unani, S Siddha, H homeopathy. Of which Siddha medicine is considered to be the traditional system of healing that is originated especially in South India. In general, it is from down south part of Tamil Nadu. So, in this, all the physical and psychological features of the body are attributed on different types of elements that are currently being prevalent in our human body. And these seven elements are being segregated as plasma, blood, muscle, fatty tissue, bone, bone marrow, and semen. The equivalent Tamil word is being given here as the audience may be of from different areas. I want to stick with English. So, plasma is responsible for growth, development, and nourishment. Similarly, blood for nourishing our muscles or imparting some colors or improving intellect. So, each and every element in our body is responsible for some portion of the function which is being contributed for our health. So, this is how the Siddha medicine functionality is being done, of which there are some diagnostic methods that are being prevailing in Siddha medicine. In general, they do have 8 different diagnostic systems, and these diagnostic systems are categorized based on different parts of the examination of our body parts. So these categories are segregated into tongue, color, voice, eyes, touch, stool, and finally urine and pulse. Of which, of among 8, I have chosen urine and pulse. Actually, pulse is different from that of nadi. In allopathy, we will call it as pulse. We do have pulse oximeter. But in Siddha, it's not pulse because pulse is different from that of nadi. Nadi is the after effect of your heartbeat. We will call it as nadi. This is what the definition I shall give, but later I will brief you the benefits of incorporating nadi into technology so as to invent some devices. First, we have to know why such technological intervention is necessary. As you know, There are many inconsistencies that are prevailing among Siddha medicine nowadays. You may have seen many news that are being broadcasted in the news channels, because we will approach some Vaidyas, we will call it as Vaidyar in Tamil. They will follow some practices, whereas if you approach some other Vaidya, they will give you some other medicines. The medicine in the sense, in the form of food and herbs, because Siddha medicine has no side effects. So the medicine is given in the form of food, herbs and body exercise, so it will be different. And when you approach any Siddha medical practitioners, that is those who have done BSMS degree, they will follow some practices which they have learned. So all these practices are inconsistent, so we have to prevent some inconsistencies that are being prevailing among Siddha practitioners, so that we will get some belief, people will get belief in the Siddha medicine, and we will start using our traditional system of medicine. Next, to protect our traditional system of medicine, as we have moved completely into allopathy medicine, that is English medicine, we we forgot our traditional system of medicine, that is Ayush. So during COVID, we all realized the value of our traditional system of medicine. Even though we have visited the practitioners, hospitals, we have taken vaccines. In addition to that, parallelly, we used some traditional home remedies in order to cure earlier, and in order to prevent some of the infections or diseases to getting into our body. Then finally, the most important thing is to inculcate our traditional knowledge to the generations, upcoming generations. Even though I am from down south part of Tamil Nadu, I am not aware of this Siddha medicine. Once I started my research in a traditional system of medicine, I started believing it. Before that, I won't even take any home remedies. So after this point, I started using the traditional Siddha, especially Siddha medicine in my day-to-day life. So it has to be imparted or inculcated to the upcoming generation, so that we shall prevent it from extinct in the near future. At first, we will start from Neerkuri Parisodhanai. This is completely will be in Tamil, because Siddha medicine is written completely in Tamil in palm manuscript. We will call it as Olai Chuvadihal in Tamil. Neerkuri means the examination is done with the help of urine samples. So this examination will be done based on color, its appearance, and its consistency. Under urine examination, that is Neerkuri Parisodhanai, we do have two practices. One is with respect to color, and other one is with respect to shape. We will call it as Neerkuri and Neikuri. Okay. First, we will see the examination based on color. Then we will see the Neikuri, that is based on the shape. This practice is used in Siddha medicine in order to find out the diseases, that is, in order to diagnose the diseases. At first, we will start from examination with the color. This is how the Neerkuri Parisodhanai will take place. As you see, we do have different shades of urine colors that are prevailing nowadays, and this is being documented in palm manuscripts that are being related to Siddha medicine. If it is clear, if the urine is completely clear, it means it has excess water. If the color is pale straw yellow, it means that the individual is healthy. If the urine color is of honey color or amber, it means that the individual is dehydrated. If orange, then dehydrated. Along with that, either they may have liver or bile duct condition, or it may sometimes it may be due to the food dye also. In case if the color is blue or green, we will call it as a rare genetic disease, or some bacteria, due to some bacterial infections, or due to some medications that they have taken, or sometimes it may be due to food dye also. If it is fizzy, it means that it is normal and the individual body has excess protein and kidney problems. If it is of transparent yellow, then it means they are normal individual. If it is dark yellow, then it is the individual is normal, but but they need water very soon. If the color is brown, then the individual is severely dehydrated and they have some liver disease. In case if the urine color is of either pink or red, then it is due to eaten beets or blueberries, or some blood being mixed with urine. So under urine colors, we do have 5 different divisions based on the colors, like red, green, yellow, dark, and white. Under yellow color, we do have different shades, like water-like color, which means indigestion; lemon color, good digestion; reddish yellow, heat in body; then color which are similar to forest red, leads to extreme heat. So these are the different shades of color, and its corresponding disease has been already documented in palm manuscripts. It has been written by our Siddhas. We will call it as Agasthyar Munivar. Then under red, we do have various shades, like slight dark red, which means the blood has become hot. If it is of dark red, we will call it as the blood in urine. That is, blood is being mixed with urine. So we do have other shades like bright red color, which means the blood is even hotter, or extreme red, which means the blood is extremely hot. Under green color, if it is of slight dark color, it means the body is cold. If it is of sky blue, then cold and poison in the body. If it is greenish blue, then we will call it as Vadam imbalance. Hope you will be familiar with the term Vada, Pitta, and Kapha in Ayurveda. In Siddha, Vadam, Pittam, and Kabam. We will see about this in the upcoming slide. And then if it is blue color or slimy urine, it means they have early Vadam disease. Or if it is leafy green, it is late Vada disease. Under dark category, we do have various shades, and each shade represents different diseases. Let me say one example, that if it is of dark red, we will call it as either jaundice or serious pitta disease. Similarly, we do have various shades like reddish dark, greenish dark, and so on. When it comes to white, we do have several categories under white. If it is pale yellow and clear, it means reduction of warmth in body. If it is milky white, it means it's the destruction of marrow. If it is of pale white with a mucus and bad odor, some inflammation and ulcer in the urinary passage. So we do have various categories of white, and its corresponding diseases will be represented. In Nilkuri Parisodhanai, we do have one more examination. Previously, we have seen with color. Now, we will see with respect to shape. We will call it as Nilkuri Parisodhanai. Here, Nei refers to the sesame oil that we use in our day-to-day life. So, we have to collect urine samples from the subjects or the patients who visit the Siddha hospital or Siddha practitioner. And in the sample, we have to drop some sesame oil, but we have to take care of the height. It should be of 8 to 9 centimeter in height. Then we have to drop the sesame oil. After that, we shall observe. We have to observe. When we are observing, we shall see the oil is being spreaded in the urine sample. Sometimes it may spread, sometimes it won't, and the spreading, the direction of spreading is also varies. So based on all these, the disease will be categorized. If the oil spreads in longitudinal direction, it means the disease is said to be Vadam. If the oil drop assumes some circular motion, then it is of pitta. If there are no spreading, then the disease is related to kabam. Suppose if it elongates and spreads and finally it coils, it's a mix of vadam and kabam disease. Suppose if the oil drop sinks, in that case we will call it as the individual has some dangerous fever. In Tamil, it is referred to as sannipata. These are the urine samples which we have collected from Government Siddha Medical College, Tirunelveli. Uh, in these samples, we have added the sesame oil into it, and you shall see the various shapes that are being spreaded based on the disease. So, this is the knowledge that we have. That is the problem prevailing us, the inconsistencies prevailing among Siddha practitioners, and we have to incorporate information technology into it so that we shall develop some digitized system. So with this device we have developed, we shall do both. One is நீர்க்குறி பரிசோதனை, the other one is நெய்க்குறி பரிசோதனை. We shall identify the disease based on its color and based on its shape. We shall do it in two ways. And this is the technology that we have to incorporate in our software part, where at first the data set has to be developed, that is the data curation has to be done, because we are going to provide a real-time solution, and the problem we have chosen is very new. So we have to create a data set, and the data set won't be available publicly. So we have to collect samples. We have collected samples from both inpatient and outpatients of Government Siddha Medical College, Tirunelveli. So after that, we have to incorporate the image processing technology into it. We will extract features. We have to do feature selection. So before doing feature selection, we have to do some pre-processing that has to be done. And finally, we have to add the approach into it. The approach is nothing but incorporating traditional Siddha knowledge into the software which we are going to develop. Finally, it has to be assessed by using some performance metrics or evaluation metrics which we use in machine learning and deep learning, like accuracy, precision, recall. Hope you all might be aware of it. So that performance metric has to be incorporated to do some assessment. Then finally, it has to be validated by the Siddha practitioners, as it involves human life. So it has to be validated by the Siddha practitioners. So we have validated it this with more than 20 Siddha doctors from in and around Tirunelveli. And these are the assessment metrics which we have used, that is true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. And these are the some other metrics that we have incorporated into our system to do its assessment, like sensitivity, specificity, accuracy. As you see, this is the original one that is being predicted by the Siddha practitioners, and the predicted one is being done by the system which we have developed. Here N refers to the normal individual, D refers to the diseased individual. So you shall see the original assessment that are being done by, diagnosed by the Siddha practitioners, and the predicted one is being diagnosed by the system which we have developed. So this is the overall architecture of our hardware. We have incorporated a camera in our hardware to capture the urine samples, and we have placed a cup where we have filled the container, not cup, container with the sesame oil, and in the bottom we do have the cup, we will call it as glass bowl. There we have collected the urine samples. As you see, we have placed the oil spilling unit with some distance, because in Siddha medicine it has been mentioned as it should be of 8 to 9 centimeter. And so we have kept the oil spilling container of height 8 to 9 centimeter. And once the camera has captured the urine signal, it will spill the oil, drop of oil into it. Then, based on the color and shape, it will diagnose the diseases. You shall see the algorithm being written in the right hand side. Due to time, I don't want to go deep into the algorithm. I will give you the general view of how it has been developed. At first, it will check whether the glass bowl has any urine sample. If it is empty or not, it has to check first. If it is empty, then it won't do anything. It will alert or generate a warning message like the bowl is empty. If it has some samples, it will check. So if it has urine samples, then it will drop the oil again. That may be either water content or urine samples. We shall keep anything in the bowl. So our basically our idea is to develop a system for neerkuri parisodhane, but in order to test it, you shall keep the water also. So it will check if it is any other liquid or if it is a urine. Then finally, if it is urine, it will drop the oil samples. Then it will examine the diseases, that is diagnose the diseases based on the color and its shape, and it will generate the disease which is being diagnosed. And this is the architecture of the software which we have developed. Previous slide, I have shown you the architecture of the hardware or the device we have developed. Then this part deals with the software, where it involves both image processing and machine learning. Once the hardware is being urine sample is being collected, then the hardware will pour all into it. After that, we have to do some processing with the based on color and based on shape. First, it will do based on color, of which we do have basic colors, which I told you: red, green, yellow, white, and dark. And each color has some different categories of shades of color, and based on this, the its corresponding disease will be mapped. So this one output we will get based on color. And then about nei kuri parisodhanai, where we have to pour oil into it. So we have to check the spread of the oil, for which we have incorporated Sobel edge deduction method from image processing. Then max flow min cut method we have done. Finally, we have extracted the features, of which we focused on shape and texture. Later, we have done feature selection, because we will extract many features, of which we have to select only the prominent features. Then after feature selection, it has been given into classifiers like SVM and random forest. As you know, SVM has two types of classifiers, binary and multi-class. We will go with multi-class because it needs multi-class classification. So based on the shapes that we get, we will predict the diseases. Under disease, we have categorized into two for better understanding of the people. One is curable, the other one is incurable. And if we get these shapes, we will call it as curable disease. If we get these shapes like weapon, ring, animal, bat, those shapes comes under incurable disease. Okay. This is the overall in-depth view of the proposed system. So here I have mentioned what are the features that I have extracted using under shape, under texture that I have mentioned. And this is the picture of the hardware which we have developed. As you see, this is the hardware portion, and in the computer, that's the desktop, you shall see the software which is predicting the disease and color. This is the results which we have obtained. I hope this is visible to you. This is the input image, that is the urine has been captured, urine samples has been captured by the camera, then the color has been detected, and based on that the disease is being given, and this is given in Tamil as it is being recommended by the Siddha practitioners to display it in Tamil. We have done like this. So these are some of the results for other shades of urine color, and this is the results for Neikuri Parisodhane. That is, after you dropped oil into the urine samples, you will get some shapes. So these are the shapes. See, this is the pearl shape, this is sieve, this is fish, and shell, weapon, a ring, animal, and bird. In the bird, you shall see it is similar to that of a sparrow or any kind of bird which is sitting in the tree. You shall get such appearance. This is some animals with horns. So you shall see the images after dropping sesame oil into the urine samples. These are some of the results which we have obtained with SVM and random forest classifiers. And from the results, you will be able to find out that the random forest classifier has outperformed SVM classifier. Then Nadi Parisodhanai. Uh, in Siddha medicine, they will see pulse. In English medicine, they will capture pulses. We do have pulse oximeter. However, in Siddha medicine, they will sense the nadi by using three fingers: index, middle, and ring finger. They will place those fingers in the wrist. We do have some positions where it has to be placed. So, based on that, we do have three types of nadi, that is Vadam, Pittam, and Kabam. Uh, Hope you might be familiar with this. Suppose if you have any a grandfather or any old age people who have been in a sick condition for a long time, what our parents or our neighbors will do is they will call any vaidya who is living nearby, and they will ask him or her to see the nadi of the old age people. And after sensing the nadi, those vaidya will tell that how many days they will still be alive. So at that instance, we will be familiar with the term vaidya or nadi or these vadam, pittam, kabam terms, because I'm familiar during these times only. After that, I don't know about siddha medicine. While I have started this research in siddha medicine, I came to know in depth about it. So somehow we will get some reference about the nadi using some with the help of some vaidyas who have sensed nadi from the old age people. So based on these vadam, pittam, and kabam, the disease will be diagnosed by the siddha practitioners. In allopathy, as pulse is the base. However, in siddha medicine, this nadi is considered as the base to diagnose all the diseases. This is the overall architecture of this Nadi Parisodhanai device. We do have developed a hardware where it involves sensors, particularly the accelerometer. As the Nadi is nothing but the vibration, we used accelerometer. Hope you all will be familiar with the term accelerometer because it is used in our smartphones to pick the vibrations. So we used accelerometer. Under accelerometer, we do have various types. So we have to choose. We have done this. We have handpicked the sensors after many trial and error methods. We have finally we figured out one best sensor to pick the nadi vibrations. As nadi vibration is a signal, so we use the signal processing to capture it, and finally we used all the signal processing techniques in addition to machine learning to diagnose the diseases. So for which we have used to do signal processing part, we used NI LabVIEW DAC. Then after that, we used machine learning concepts to extract features, then finally to perform classification. This is the overview of the entire Nadi Parisodhanai device. These are the features which we have extracted from the Nadi signal, like local maxima, mean, interpeak distance, mean of local maxima, skewness, kurtosis, number of peaks, and its mean, crest factors. And how these Nadi signal has been classified is, basically it will be classified as Vadam, Pittam, and Kabam. Suppose if the subject who undergoes test has the predominance of Nadi as Vadam, Then later, it has to be segregated as whether they belong to Vada Pittam or Vada Kabam. That is the combination of nadis. Once the subcategory has been predicted, we will map it with the diseases that are being written in the Tom manuscripts of Siddha medicine, for which we used random forest classifier because it is a multi-class classifier, and the system which we have developed needs multi-class classification. We used random forest classifier to predict the type of nadi, that is type of predominance and its corresponding combinations. So based on that, we got the accuracy results as 100 percentage, 98 and 95.45 for Vadam, Pittam and Kabam. This is the entire setup of our hardware part. So this is the device which we have developed. So this is a older version of the device. Now I have made it into a handheld like device, where you shall tie the device like a wristwatch, like wearing your wristwatch. You no need to hold it with your finger. It will be tied in your wrist like a wristwatch, and later you should not disturb it. It will pick the NODI signal from the DAC acquisition hardware, and finally it will be projected in the desktop system. As you see, this is the signal that we have captured, and later on the signal has to be mapped with the distance. First it has to predict the predominance, whether it is Vadam, Pittam or Kabam. After that it has to find out the combination. Suppose if it is Pittam is predominant, it has to check whether the patient comes under Pitta Vadam or Pitta Kabam. And once it has been figured out, then the device has to be diagnosed. It has to be given by the system. So this is the signal which is being acquired. Now you shall see the signals which are being processed by the machine learning. After it is being occurred, we have given the input into the machine learning software which we have developed, and finally it will show you the three signals, Vadam, Pittam and Kabam. This is the Vada Pittam Nadi. So you shall, from this you shall identify the predominance of Nadi as Vadam, and its corresponding combination is Vada Pittam. This is the truncated version, because at first when we start there may be some noise in the system. So we have to remove the first 10 peaks and the last 10 peaks of the Nadi signal which we have captured. So this is the truncated version of the Vada Pittam Nadi. Similarly, this is the result we obtained for Vada Kabam, and this is the result for Pitta Vadam, then Pitta Kabam, Kaba Vadam and Kaba Pittam. These are the signals which we have acquired with our software. Then finally the diagnosed results will be displayed, which I have shown you as that of the Neerkuri Parisodhanai. So based on this, we have mapped the disease, and finally the disease will be displayed to the user in the form of a report. In Neerkuri Parisodhanai, it will show you as an image. Okay. However, in Nadi Parisodhanai device, we have generated a report, because it will give with the subject name, their age, the time of capturing the signal, and then the predominance of nadi, combination of nadi, and the corresponding disease that has been diagnosed by the system. So it will generate as a report in terms of nadi parisodhanai device. This is how you have to develop your autonomous system. First you have to get some idea, then finally it has to come into operations. Now these inventions has been patented, and it is yet to be commercialized. It is being used by Siddha doctors in Government Siddha Medical College, Tirunelveli, because we have collected samples from them and they have validated, so they are using it. This is how a full-fledged autonomous system or smart device has to be developed. At present, now I am working on how to make it as a handheld device. So by incorporating Raspberry Pi or Bolt IoT, now I'm currently working on it to develop it as a handheld device. And these are the references. So if you have any queries, then you shall ask me. Any queries? You shall type it in the comment box so that I will answer. Okay. Here I have mentioned about only color. As the question is, for நீர்க்குறி பரிசோதனை, I have mentioned only about the color, the parameter only color. However, for smell and density, it will be a bigger challenge building the sensors in terms of both hardware and with respect to software. Yes, it is challenging, but as far as Siddha medicine is concerned, the diagnosis is done based on color only. So I have stopped with it. So I think you no need to worry about smell and density, because we are not at all focusing on smell and density. Another question, there are many regional variations in Siddha practice. What strategy can be adapted to standardize Siddha data? Yeah, as I told you in the beginning of my session, there are many inconsistencies prevailing among Siddha practitioners. How it can be standardized? We have to incorporate technology into it. Why we are believing allopathy medicine? Because it is standardized. We have some standard device which are worldwide recognized. Similarly, inventions has to break through by intervening information technology into it, then only it can be standardized. Any other questions? How do we address data privacy and ownership when digitizing traditional medical knowledge? Okay. When it comes to data privacy, that is, you shall get help from the Siddha medical practitioners, because if you Google it about Siddha medicine, you will get wide answers where the data will be inconsistent. So in order to bring data privacy and to get ownership of it, you have to, I always recommend to approach Siddha medical practitioners or Siddha Medical Research Institute. We do have National Institute of Siddha in Tambaram, I think, Arumbakam, I think. You shall approach them. They will give you a complete data about our traditional system of medicine. So with that, we shall achieve privacy and ownership. To get ownership, you have to go for IP rights, intellectual property rights. If it is as far as our country, India, is being concerned, for software we shall go for copyrights. However, if the invention involves hardware, we shall file patent. Any other questions?
I think no more questions, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Jashwant, I think you can take over.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Kaviya, ma'am. It was fascinating to hear about the journey from a simple concept to a fully operational system. Particularly, your point bridging the gap between the academic research and real-world utility was very impactful. We were particularly fascinated by how you bridge the gap between ancient traditional medicine and modern autonomous system. Your explanation of Neerkuri and Neikuri Parisodhanai was an eye-opener. It is amazing to see how traditional methods like examining a drop of sesame oil to see if it spreads longitudinal or circular form to identify Vadam or Pitham can be modernized. It is really proves that innovation isn't about just creating something new, but also about validating and automating your existing knowledge. Thank you for such an unique perspective, ma'am. It was fascinating to see how digitalizing ancient medical wisdom was, and I was particularly amazed by your explanation of Nadi Parisodhanai. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for this insightful session. And now, gratitude is the
Thank
best
you.
attitude. To formally close this international webinar, I invite Mrs. Candida, Office of the International Relations, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jishan. So, respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, dear students and participants, a very warm good morning. So, first and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chairman, sir, and our respected President, sir, along with our Rector, Registrar, and additional directors, especially to our Dr. Cyril Raj, sir, for their constant support, encouragement, and visionary leadership in promoting academic excellence and international collaboration. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the head of the Department of Information and Technology, Dr. Kanya ma'am, for her valuable guidance and continuous motivation. I also sincerely thank to our director, sir, International Relations, Mr. Dinesh Kumar, sir, for his support in enabling meaningful international academic engagement. I would like to express our deep appreciation to our distinguished resource person, Dr. Kaviya Elakkiya, Assistant Professor, the Institute of Computer Science and Digital Innovation, UCSI University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for delivering an insightful and highly informative session on autonomous systems from idea to operation. Ma'am clearly explained how to identify real time problems in developing autonomous systems and guided us through the complete life cycle, including requirements gathering, hardware development, software development, verification and validation, deployment, maintenance, and ethical consideration. Her practical approach and real world examples provided valuable clarity and inspired deeper understanding among the participants. My sincere thanks to all the faculty members and the staffs of the Department of Information Technology for their dedication and teamwork. A special word of appreciation to our beloved IT students whose commitment and coordination played a vital role in organizing and executing this webinar successfully. Finally, I thank all the participants for your active presence, interaction, and enthusiasm, which made this international webinar truly meaningful and successful. Once again, I thank all for being a part of this event. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And finally, a huge thank you to all our participants for joining us this morning, and also for dignitaries and also for staffs. We truly appreciate your time and active engagement throughout the session. We hope you find it insightful. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.